All right, look, let's go ahead and let's jump right into UFC Noche. But before we do that, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button, hit the bell and the thumbs up for notifications. Like I said, this Saturday, we're going to be doing live fight companion between John and I. Who knows? We might have someone try to jump on with us as well throughout the show to kind of entertain you guys. But Dave, go ahead.
No, you're good.
All right, just good. All right.
I was just saying, I was going to say, you can't call it fight companion.
Oh, sorry. We won't call it. It's basically just John and I. So, Jean Silva, Diego Lopes.
Dude.
John, before we get started on the fight.
Okay.
Does Jean Silva have to win this to show that the fighting nerds are not frauds?
No. But it's not going to look good for the fight nerds.
I'm just throwing it out there to you right now. I'm reading the comments like I do.
Yeah.
And they're like, man, these guys have been fraud checked. They're not what they've
not been
out there with them.
Come on. You're fighting the best in the fucking world and you lose a fight. Okay. You're fighting people that are at the very fucking top of the fucking food chain. God damn.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, they were on the same card and they both lost. Okay, shit happens. They're a very good team. They do things right. They train people right. They do all of their background and their fucking metrics and tape work, and they do a lot of good things as a gym and as a team. You know, I look at this, I think all the pressure's on Diego Lopes, though. I'm being honest with it because, you know, he's coming off of a fight with, you know, championship implications against Volkanovski. They were both, you know, challenging for the belt. There was no defending. But, you know, that was his first loss in a while. He had a good string, you know, beating guys like Dan Ige, but Dan came in last minute. You know, his fight with Brian Ortega, he looked great. You know, he almost knocked Brian out in the first 30 seconds of the fight.
He did get tired, though, in that third round.
He did.
Yeah.
You know, and there was a lot of things going with that. Right now, Jean Silva, as you're looking, you know, he's had a good run. You know, since he came into the UFC, this guy has just been putting it on people. And some of them I have a lot of respect for as their ability to fight. Drew Dober is a tough goddamn fighter. He's a good stand-up fighter, and he was cut badly by Jean Silva. That's why it was stopped, I know. But he was getting beat up. All right. He was having problems with Jean Silva. You can look at
that was at 155.
Yeah.
He went up for that fight, and then he came
back
down.
That's right. You know, Bagdasarian, I think, was the next one. And, dude, he just freaking ran through him. You know, Bryce Mitchell ran through him. You know, let's be honest. The Bryce Mitchell fight, he was toying with him. All right. Bryce Mitchell
dropped down to 135 after that fight.
That's right.
He's like,
kind of tells you because he got toyed.
Enough and strong enough for these guys.
He got toyed with. You know, anything he wanted to do, Jean Silva was there for it. So I'm looking at you, and he ended it with a goddamn, what was it, ninja choke that he pulled on him, I want to say. You know, and
ninja choke, yeah.
Yeah. And so you look and you go, look, this guy's on a roll and he's hot. And Diego Lopes was hot, had the setback, but, you know, he's in that position of, I don't want to lose too. Am I going to lose my ranking? All these things are going to be weighing on his mind. So I honestly think more pressure is on Diego Lopes right now than there is on Jean Silva. I think it's a phenomenal fight. Obviously, I think in the stand-up, they both have power. They both hit hard for 145 pounds. That's easy to see. I think the better stand-up fighter overall is Jean Silva. I think he's got more tools in the stand-up game. I think he's cleaner with his stand-up work. Diego throws a lot of looping shots, you know, but he's got power, and so that power can nullify anything. On the ground, I know that fucking Jean Silva is good. I think Diego Lopes is better. So this is really one of those you look and you go, okay, where's this fight going to play out? Is Diego Lopes going to be able to take him down? Because physically, Jean Silva is strong. He is good with his takedown defense. He's physically got strong legs and hips. He does things right. You know, can he keep it on the feet? If he can keep it on the feet, I'm saying Jean Silva is going to win this fight. If Diego can get the fight down to the ground and be in the top position, I think Diego Lopes is going to win the fight. It's a tight fight. I don't know what the betting odds are on it, but this is a competitive fight. But I'm going to say I think that Jean Silva is probably going to be the favorite.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't say that I put him as the favorite, but I think with the bettors, he's going to be a favorite.
Yeah, I'm looking at it being more like even money. I would say Diego's slightly ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, Diego's slightly ahead.
Is he slightly ahead?
Yeah, he's slightly. Oh, it's minus 238.
Oh, that's a lot. That's
Yeah,
2 to 1.
it's 2 to 1. Yeah, I mean,
okay. So I was wrong about that. I thought people would be jumping towards Jean Silva.
I think maybe they probably would have had both Kyle and Ruffy won. They'd be like, absolutely, I'm all in. Like, sadly, it dictates what people think of Jean Silva. You know, I had this conversation with Angelo on the show, and I also talked to a bunch of other people like, oh man, both those guys from the Fighting Nerds, they're great at marketing themselves, the glasses, the t-shirt, the apparel. That's awesome, but that's not going to fight their fight for them. I'm like, guys, calm down. You know, I was like, you guys have to understand, you know, Kyle was number 6. I think Ruffy was number 15. Like
Kyle Bahalo just lost his first fight in the UFC, and that was his 9th fight.
Something.
So he's 8-1.
Yeah, and he lost to the number 1 contender.
And he lost the number 1 guy.
Yeah, the number 2 guy now. Yeah.
Okay. So all right. I'm sorry. That's a pretty good statistical run there.
No, absolutely.
As far as where he's at. Same thing. Now I'll give Rufy's a little bit different. Rufy's had great performances and he's had average performances.
Yeah.
And I'm being honest, I thought this was a poor. We talked about it, and I said I thought this was a poor performance. He looked lost, and he looked like at a certain point, I can't be in here. And you never want to see that out of one of your fighters.
No, and what's crazy is when you listen to Jean Silva, you listen to Kabahalo, you listen to Pratis, all they talk about is the number 1 guy in our gym, the most talented guy in our gym is Mauricio Ruffy.
Yeah.
And it didn't, maybe look, we've had this conversation about fighters before in the past. You can have all the talent in the world, but when the bright lights come on, you've got to be able to perform and do it all. Yep. Some guys, they get to that level of like right there scratching the surface and they can't get there. You know, I mean, like, let's be honest, man. I was there 3-4 times. I was there twice, supposed to fight for the UFC title, 3 times. The Yves Edwards fight should have been for it. You know, the Pettis fight should have been for it. And if I would have beat Benson, I would have fought for the title against Pettis anyway. Just right there, scratching the surface. You know what I mean? Like getting there once, winning it is huge. Getting back though after or defending it, those are all just different things that you've got to deal with because people have seen a big enough sample size, enough tape on you, and ways that to try to beat you.
That's it.
So fighting those guys at the top is never easy. They've seen enough on these guys now. Kai Bahalo, they've seen enough on Jean Silva. They maybe haven't seen quite a bit, but I agree with you. Diego Lopez is the better grappler. Is he the better wrestler? I don't think so.
I'm not too sure about
that. Probably close 50-50. I think it's a split. It's whoever leaves himself out of position and potentially can get a takedown. Diego's going to look for the takedown here and there because I think he's going to have problems with Jean Silva's movement, the unexpected striking from different angles. It's going to give him a problem.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to just throw him. It's going to throw him off. It's going to make him unsettled inside that cage.
Uncomfortable. Yep.
Yeah, he's going to have to try to close that distance. He's going to have to try to hang on the head. He's going to have to try to press him to the fence, dirty box him a little bit. But the overall striking and the comfortableness and the fluidity on the feet, it belongs to Jean Silva. So Diego's got to get this fight to the ground. If you go back and watch Diego's last, 3 or 4 fights, he's basically become a stand-up guy. But you go back to his first fight with Evloev, even though Evloev kept taking him down, he was extremely dynamic on the ground.
Absolutely.
Submission after submission. It made Evloev go like, damn, do I even want to be here on the ground with this guy?
Yeah.
Jean Silva is not going to play that game. He's going to, try to get back up to his feet, back away, and make space. He's going to throw everything at him. I'm leaning towards Jean Silva, but like I said, I'm holding it against him, John, because both his boys just lost.
But that has nothing to do with.
I know it doesn't.
I will say this, and I truly believe this. It's very difficult if you're Kai Barhalo and you're in the back. And you got the screen in there that they give you a screen to watch the fights, and you're watching your guy just implode. It's hard because you spend a lot of time with him. You know, the whole fight camp, you guys were running things probably together, based upon, you're both fighting in Paris at the same time. And so it is an absolute letdown when your teammate has that kind of performance. It just takes it, takes a little bit out of you. It takes a lot of the steam and just fucking cools it off. So I can understand, Bahalo went out there and he fought hard. That's all I can ask anyone to do. Did he fight well? No. He made mistakes. He just didn't do the right things at times, but he fought his ass off. I can't ask anything more of him.
Jean Silva on the feet is the better fighter.
No doubt.
Diego Lopes on the ground is the better grappler.
Yeah.
Does Diego Lopes have the wrestling to get him down? That's why we're going to fight the fight. It's going to be there'll be some chances that he'll get the takedowns against the fence. He'll be able to get a trip. But will he be able to hold him down? That's another story.
Yeah.
So all those things, like take a look at Jean Silva in this picture. He doesn't have a very thin, long neck. So trying to get a hold of like guillotines and chokes like that, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. So it's going to be a fun fight. Height-wise, size-wise, Diego Lopes is a huge 45-pounder. Huge.
Oh, yeah. He's big.
Yeah. So when I look at him and I look at Jean Silva, height-wise is going to go, obviously, to Diego Lopes. Size-wise, physical body frame, it's going to give to Diego Lopes. Jean Silva's shorter in stature and thicker leg mass.
Yeah.
But it's those things kind of open you up. Is Diego going to be punching down, leaving his chin in the air? Jean Silva coming up through the middle, coming over the top. I'm going to over-assess this fight, but I mean, look, if I'm someone and I'm a betting guy, I mean, I'm looking at the odds. I wouldn't be afraid to put a little extra down on Jean Silva. Element, the best hydration drink in the business. I had citrus earlier today. It's actually fantastic. And now they're making the lemonade salt in the can. Cannot wait. So if you guys use that link down below in the descriptions, they'll send you a bonus package with every single purchase. That's compliments of the Wayne In podcast. So hope you guys enjoy that.